Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is so unbelievably exciting for me. It's the Natasha Denona Retro palette. If you want to see what I think and how the shadows performed, let's get into it. My face is almost entirely done up, just my eyes are left undone. So if you aren't subscribed to my channel, now would be a great time to do that before you leave. I really appreciate you. Let's get into it. Okay, we are zoomed in nice and tight. I really am trying to be better when doing kind of an eye tutorial type video, to zoom in closer and to really explain what I'm doing, just in case you don't know. I always worry about sounding condescending or like a know-it-all when I do tutorial type things, because I don't want to sound like that, but I also want to be able to help if you're watching this because you need ideas and advice on how to apply makeup. Okay, so enough yammering about that. I got in the mail last night my Natasha Denona Retro palette. I am so excited to use this. I've been up since like 1:30 this morning. I had a terrible night's sleep. It's only 9 o'clock and I've been up for almost 8 hours already. So I'm doing this to help perk me up and play, because I love eyeshadow. Okay, this is what the inside of the palette looks like. I do have the mini retro palette, and that is what that one looks like. I guess people were kind of futzed up about there not being that many similarities, which I'm kind of okay with. I feel like they would go well together, so I don't know. But we are going to play with the retro palette. So I think I'm gonna do at least 2 looks, maybe 3. I haven't decided yet. I just really want to play with this palette. So to start off with, I am gonna dip into this shade called Groove. I believe this is just a cream, what is this? A creamy matte. Her palettes are notorious for having different formulas. So I'm just gonna start that in my crease. It's blending out effortlessly. I'm barely applying any pressure to my eye. I started out with the Natasha Denona minis, the teeny tiny ones, like the mini retro, not that one, but the mini sizes, because they are expensive palettes. But after like really playing with the Circle Loco palette, I realized that the shadows, the quality, it's just phenomenal. I don't know that there's anything else like that out there anywhere. That's stunning. I think I want to dip into the shade called Andy. Yeah. And that one looks like cream to powder. So let's just buff that along the edge. These are just so easy and fun to play with. On my Wayne Goss number 6, it's just a tapered blending brush. I'm going to dip into the shade Rebellion right here and really get that going on my outer corner and up into my crease a little bit. According to this, the Rebellion shade is another cream to powder. It's got a bit of a sheen to it. So let's just see where that takes us. It's more of a maroon burgundy shade than the Groove. That kind of went a bit more purpley. I want that to really show just above where my crease should be. So far, that's just stunning, and there's no fallout at all. I am being a little bit careful, but these shadows are just stunning, and they're so easy to work with. I think I want to dip into this shade right here called Hello, just a regular metallic shadow. Keeping it, I think, somewhat out here for now. I'm not sure if I want to lighten this or if I want to keep it darker. I just decided I'm going to keep it darker. And of course, up into my crease a little bit because my eyes are hooded. Man, oh man. What happens if I wet that shade? It does look a little smoother, but it's basically the same. Now I'm going to dip into this shade right here called Psychedelic for my inner corner. Oh, that's really pretty. On a flat smudger brush, I'm gonna use this brownish shade right here called Opart and smudge that under my lower lashes. I'm just gonna dip back in and build it up a little bit. From outer corner to inner corner. A little up here for some depth along the lash line. I really like that. Okay, I'm quickly going to apply some eyeliner and mascara, and I'll come back and we'll do look 2 with my left eye. Okay, I'm back with look 1 done. I'm really, really happy with this so far. I think it's absolutely beautiful and incredibly easy to work with. Let's get on to look number 2, which I still have no idea what I'm gonna do. I do know what I'm gonna do now. I think I really wanna play with these more kind of neutrally shades over here, just for some diversity. I think that might be a good idea. All right, let's start out with this shade right here called Amara. And then perhaps I'll blend it out towards my brow bone with the shade called Go-Go. On my Rephr 16, I'm gonna go into Amara, which appears to be another cream to powder. So applying very little pressure, this blends right out. It's more of a cool tone, brownish maroon, whereas this one was more of a purpley maroon or burgundy before I added that purple shade. Now we'll dip into the shade Go-Go, which is right here, to blend out up on my brow bone. The Go-Go is a cream to powder as well. These are absolutely stunning. And you can tell just from looking at each eye so far, all of the colors would easily go together. You don't have to stick with similar tones that are the same. So on my slightly dampened Rephr number 2, I'm gonna dip into the shade right here called Patty. And I'm going to focus that on the outer half. That's pretty. I want to go into the shade right here called Vivian, and this is another cream to powder. So we're gonna put that out here. Oh wow, it just doesn't look like much in pan, but when you start putting it on, it's so pretty. Okay, on this flat shader brush that I used for the brown on this side, I'm gonna dip back into Amara just to deepen out this outer corner, deepen up this outer corner. Did I say that wrong? just a touch. While I'm on this brush in the shade, I'm just gonna run Amara under my lash line out here. And with another blending brush, I'm just gonna blend the edge of that where I put the Amara up here so it blends nicely with what's already laid down. Then I'm gonna take that lighter shade, Vivian, and run it on the inner half. I think I want to take this matte shade called Maud, which appears to be almost a pinky creamy white, on a rougher number 3, and just put that on the inner corner. That's really nice. I think I'm also going to use that for my brow bone on both sides. Okay, I'm gonna finish up the second look with a little bit of eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll come back and show you what I decided on, and then we'll jump into look number 3. Okay, I'm back with look number 2. Together I look like a crazy person, but I really, really like both of these looks. I think they each bring something unique and exciting to the table. I love these colors. I love these shadow formulas. I'm excited to work with this more, but definitely for a third look. So I'm gonna go wash all of this off and come back and do look number 3 with you. Okay, I'm back with look number 3. I'm gonna go in first with the shade Nude Mauve in my crease on my rougher number 16. This is the same brush I was using for my other looks too. I'm just cleaning them off with a color switch and carrying on. I feel like there are so many possibilities with this palette. I'm sorry I only have 2 eyes. I want to go in with the shade Andy, which is that kind of light purpley color. And this is one of her cream to powders. The Nude Mauve was just a creamy matte. These layer absolutely beautiful on top of each other as well, which is super important. Man, that's pretty. Should I mix in the mini retro palette with this look? I feel like that matte green and this jade shade right here could be absolutely beautiful and not at all like pinky, burgundy, or purple. Let's try that. I'm gonna go in with my Wayne Goss number 6, which is just a tapered blending, into the matte green, which is called 60s in the mini palette. All right, let's see. I'm pretty sure the idea of these palettes aren't to be duplicates, but to complement each other. And that's layering beautifully as well. Now I think to add just a little more depth in the outer corner, I'm gonna go in with Opart, which is that kind of dark brown. I'm obviously making this a bit more complicated and involved. You certainly do not have to try to do anything like this. I just want to play. I don't want to be done playing yet. Now I do want to go in with the jade right here on the outer half of my lid to meet up with that dark Opart shade we just used. That's what it looks like. Ooh. How many shades do we think I can cram on my eyelid at one time? It's the best part of makeup. There's no rules. Can do what you want. All right, cleaned off that brush, and now I'm going to dip into the mini palette and use the shade Pixie, which is, nope, it's on this end. And I'm gonna put that right here. Oh, maybe we wet that shade? I don't know, I'll try to build it up first. I mean, it's really pretty. but I think I want to try it wet. Okie dokie. Just wet that a little bit. So I think I'm going to pile Vivian on my very inner corner and then top it with this glitz shade just for some shimmer. Okay. I'm going to spray that one too. And then just overlapping. And I'm going to take Opart and get it going under my outer lower lash line. I'm going to go in with a smaller smudge brush. Yeah. I think we're going to take Galaxia from the mini palette and just work that in under here. And then I'm going to put Maud on the inner corner. That's such a really beautiful pinky white creamy shade. And then I'm going to dip into Psychedelic for the inner corner. There we go. Now we're cooking. You know what? I think we need to do a fourth look. So I'm going to go in with a fluffy blending brush to the shade Andy, which was that kind of purpley. Because I'm thinking I'm going to keep this one super simple, like boom, boom, boom. So on my bigger Rephr 16, I'm just going to work this all over my crease. That is a beautiful color. The only other shade I have not used is this one right here called Swing. That is much deeper than I thought it was going to be. Cool. All right, let me get it on a fluffy brush and blend it out. Yeah, I was not expecting that. That's beautiful. I think I'm gonna pile that on my lower lashes as well. That's gorgeous. How about we hit it with the Psychedelic shade? Oops. All right. Man, oh man, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna wrap that around my lower lashes, around the inner corner a little bit. All right, I'm going to throw on some liners and mascara, and I'll come back and we'll finish this up. And if you stay to the end, I have a bit of a haul for you, so yeah, don't go away. Okay, looks 3 and 4. Honestly, I like all of them. This one was complicated and involved and used a lot of shadows. This one was 3 and looks amazing. If you were considering it because you love the shadows or you love Natasha Denona, I say go for it. I should mention in my left eye, I used the Plum Smash eyeliner, and then I used the Milk Makeup in CEO in my right, both top and bottom. And of course, Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes. I love Natasha Denona products, period. In fact, because I'm such a dork fish, I used all of the Natasha Denona products that I had on my face today. Used my Love Glow cheek palette. I used the 2 blush shades. My bronzer is the Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow, just the bronzer. And my highlight is the Natasha Denona All Over Glow, and this one is in the shade Light. So I love all of these products. I'm a huge fan of what she puts out. I think everything I've ever used is worth it except the concealer. That is dry. Okay, obviously I am a huge fan. I like all 4 looks that I did. I love all 4 of them. From super complicated to super easy, I think they all came out really well, if I do say so myself. I did do a tiny haul from Sephora when I picked up the Retro palette. I've been really wanting to try this glowish bronzer by Huda Beauty. I love the packaging on this. I think it is amazing. That looks beautiful. So I'm super excited to try that out. And I grabbed the Rare Beauty foundation brush. I love the concealer brush. As you know, if you've been here before, you've seen me use it a bazillion times. So there's the foundation brush. I'm super excited to try this out. It's nice and soft. I think it's gonna be great either for foundation or concealer. I could see it working for either one. I also grabbed this Makeup by Mario 4-pan eyeshadow palette. It was on sale and I thought, meh, I've never heard anything from him. These colors look beautiful, so I grabbed this. And last but not least, from my Sephora order, I picked up the Natasha Denona Love Palette. The Retro palette goes for $65. It's the same size as this one. Right now, the Love palette is on sale for half price. So I grabbed this one. $65 is a lot of money. But now that I know how much I love the formula for eyeshadows and the colors that she puts out, I don't feel quite so bad about spending the $65 on the midi palettes. That's it. That was a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I think my next video is going to be my Ulta haul because I'm looking at a box full of stuff. So I think that'll be coming next, and then a whole bunch of full face new makeups because I bought a bunch of new makeup. Okay, I appreciate your time today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.
Can I feed Cat?
Of course. Can I feed Cat? Can I do a job to make your life easier? Oh, please don't do that.